Yo, what's up? It's been a minute since I've done a video, so oh wow. Just got back off a scooter ride trip from Murray area. Lots been going on, lots been going down, I tell you that. I kind of want to talk about the statement of being comfortable with being uncomfortable, and I think I really feel like a lot of us are in that state and have been for a very long time. Because let's face it, life isn't comfortable in general, not to me anyways. Everything we've been trained to do, and American dream type stuff, it's just all a big hoax. Definitely a learning platform, really great learning platform, this life is, but a lot of smoke and mirrors. For example, I'm currently playing in a cover band, and they play about 3 or 4 different little bars out in Salt Lake, and when they do, they'll play sometimes the whole weekend, pull a 4 to 8 hour playtime throughout the weekend. And so their drummer was having some issues, and I filled in and played with them a few times here and there, but now I'm starting to learn majority of their music, plus writing new music with them, 1 song at least so far. And it's music that I don't usually play, so therefore, it is a little uncomfortable, but at the same time, really intriguing to still be open-minded enough to learn how to play certain things and realize, where I need to improve as a drummer or to accommodate whoever I'm playing for. Which takes me back to drumming for the Salvation Army's church. That was very different and very it was a very good teaching moment for me, learning the fundamentals and what I could do better, and how to hit the drum correctly in order to reach whatever frequency is being called upon. That's weird. So yeah, just Thursday night going into Friday morning. Yay, it's almost a weekend. Playing a show Saturday night at Cruisers, doing a 4-hour, it's like 45-minute set and 15-minute break. We do 4 of those, so it should be a good time. I usually get up early because I'm programmed to do that because of work ethic. So 5 o'clock is usually when I get up, but on the weekends when I don't have to work, I think 8's probably the latest I've been able to sleep in. So still, life's a journey, life is an experience. If you're sleeping, you can't experience it, I guess. Or experience this realm anyways. So yeah, I guess learning to be uncomfortable is, for me, sometimes a form of alchemizing, because I'm turning that uncomfortable situation or idea or thought into something more creative, I feel. I do that mainly when I say creative. I mainly mean to the music. The situations will bring up certain things, and music seems to be, along with all the energy work, music is a work of energy. So therefore, I'm always in that realm, or try to be in that realm. And when I can shut off the old thinker and come from the heart based on intuition, usually do really well. And the rewards downstream are really great. So, and I think, when I get into situations or uncomfortable feelings, I feel like I can just accept a lot easier. I think that's another form of being, being comfortable with being uncomfortable. I always say life only has one promise, and that's a consistency of change. I used to have this little saying when I was younger. It said, in this life you have to either roll with the shit or get flushed. I think it was probably like in 7th grade when I thought about that. It was kind of weird, but can be a true statement, if you don't know how to roll with life's punches, you're gonna get knocked out, and you're gonna move on. And some of us are meant to move on sooner than others, and some of us are meant to live here for a long time, longer than some of us really want to. But knowing that there's a purpose always helps in this existence. For me, it's to be on a light foot with everything. Another thing I came up with: if you always stay ready, you never have to get ready. So, and that could be, when I say that out loud, that makes me think of fight or flight mode. But in this case, there is no fight or flight. There's just acceptance. I can stay put. Don't gotta fight. I ain't gotta run away. I could just accept and move on from there. And when I take that fundamental of acceptance, self-acceptance, or acceptance of things around me, then it's like you're just like, it's pretty simple. It's not always easy though. The other day, I got in a bad mood. I forget what day it was. I think it was like a Monday or Tuesday, and truck driver got mad because I don't do my trailer checks till 7. He had his eyeball on this trailer, thought he was gonna take it, and I come around the corner and red tag it because it needs some stuff done. And he started yelling at me, and I told him, I said, "Don't you yell at me." And he kind of stepped back and was like, "I'm yelling because these reefers are loud, And so I accidentally today scared the shit out of him to give him something to yell about. And that's kind of how I do that. Not much revenge is ever really taken, but karma is a big whooped. Anyways. And of course I'm still living here at work. Still being progressively active in the music community as much as I can. Got some really great bands that I have, and missing due to being, helping out my friends in their cover band. Life is really good. Tired though. It's late. It's laundry day. Got on my Wicked Temple shorts. Yeah. I don't really buy new stuff a lot, so when I do, it's kind of like I make a big deal about it. It's funny. Well, check out my shorts, man. But so just moving through life with acceptance, to be able to move light as a feather, because when we aren't in acceptance of things. I know for me, if I'm not, then it's kind of like I'm carrying this weight on me. And last thing, there's already enough fucking pressure as is, here on this planet. So I'm good with not increasing it. God, there's just a lot, I got ex-family members that are caught up in huge drug addiction and other addictions that are just like, I don't know, I think the addictions turn to a disorder and especially when you're using things like meth or fentanyl and you're just using stuff that you don't really know what it is and getting addicted to bullshit, it's so crazy. Like I said, I've been there. I mean, had 16 years of meth use, and I ain't touched it in like 26 years now. So it's like it lost its appeal and it lost its high. It's not like it used to be, and probably never will be. Just because so many people just fuck everything up, Here I am eating top ramen. I was gonna order Burger King. I was like, nope, no thanks. I will suffer through the ramen. But acceptance, right? Got a roof. I got a means to get around. I get around quite often, just like I did when I had a car. So I just get more exercise out of it now, which, probably isn't a bad thing. But yeah, so in dealing with playing music I really don't care for, that puts, because the style of drumming I am and the style of drumming it calls for two different things really, because I'm an offbeat player, not to get it mixed up with beat off player, but I'm an offbeat player. When I'm just messing around, it's kind of like my forte. And the music and songs they're doing call for halftime swing majority of the time. And so it causes me to have to focus a different part of my brain towards that pattern. And, I try to listen to a lot of the songs but I think my issue is they're just not memorable songs for me. I mean, there's a few, but there's also a handful that I just never listened to, but still willing to learn and play it and, serve my purpose. Trying to build a rep on this 3D level of, the zombie drummer and energy work, and it's not necessarily for myself. This is, I created the zombie drummer when I was in Narcotics Anonymous, 12-step program. Autonomy has been broken, my bad. And, I think the mask and everything at one point represented my ego, but I think it has turned into, that the scary part of ourselves, shadow work. Like, the zombie represents shadow work. It represents looking at the dirty, nasty, dark sides of oneself and being able to alchemize it and turn it into something beautiful, something creative, something fun. And that's what the zombie drummer has now manifested into as I continue to roam this planet and meet new people and learn new things through other people and situations. Because, I see there's a lot of struggle, man. A lot of struggle. And I feel like, you do enough things against your own morals, it feels like I can create self-inflicted karma, and that's pretty bad in my mind. So yeah, don't like doing that. It's easier for me to face whatever demon or dark side or shadow or idea, because a lot of times if it's coming from the head, I'm making up things to be more than what they are, because my brain's a drama queen. It can be. It's all through pre-programmed stuff that we've been learning, or I've been learning throughout my years here. Triggers. And nowadays also I've found an acceptance and being okay with being uncomfortable, not to the point of danger or anything crazy like that. Not saying I got any kind of weird fetishes, but just that acceptance lessens the effect of the triggers I once had. They're still there, but they're just not as powerful because I've been able to accept and let go. But it's been a gradual thing. It's took a lot of years. But it has been progressively getting better as the so-called illusionary time passes. And it's helping me evolve, helping my mind and my spirit kind of just be a little lighter, be that light, be that lightness that comes into the room that people need to feel, to know that they're not alone and that everything is going to be okay. Those are the energies and feelings I try to impose on others when moved to. Not when I think it's time, it's when my spirit tells me it is. So, acceptance and patience, two big assets. If you got that, you're doing good. Because the gifts of being able to do that, I think the biggest gift is confidence to move through anything. That is the gift of practicing those two principles, I feel. And then I think it comes to the conclusionary answer or idea that if these are done, one spirit won't be uncomfortable anymore. Suit up, show up in life. Hell, don't suit up, show up naked. At least show up. It don't matter. Integrity. Try not to tell people things that you can't back up. Basically, that's integrity. It's 11:11 on the clock right now on my computer. Whoa. I don't know if you can see that. Sorry, I suck at this. Anyways, it's 11:11, great numbers. The other day, I think it was yesterday, I noticed 111, 222, And 333. There's only like maybe one person that knows my number, what that number is, and it was seen yesterday. And when I saw it, I thought of that person who would know. Very cool. But 333 is my number. So that brings forth the idea that on the right path. I like that. I need to stay on the right path. I need to continue to put in the work to be the success I want to be and what I want to represent and how I want to represent that, you know. Because not everybody's agreeable, but, you know, this is what we do as individuals here. We find our niche, and if it seems impossible, we say fuck it. We make it happen anyway. And when you fly with no expectations of what may happen, you're never disappointed. My two-piece band I was in for, you know, a good 9 months. Feels like 9 months, maybe 6. You know, I loved everything we played, and I loved jamming with her. But when we stopped talking and we stopped playing, without really having a verbal conversation about why or anything like that, we just kind of, it was a vibe. We were talking without talking, as like we usually do when we're playing music. Same aspect. But sorry, I had to do that. Can't breathe. So yeah, actually have a 3-day weekend this weekend. Had no clue up until today it was Memorial, because I really don't pay attention to that shit. But so I'm gonna try to see what my options are and have a good 3-day weekend. You know, create some good experiences. Life sucks without great experiences, so make it happen, right? That's our motto here at Redbone Trucking. I actually get to sleep in a brand new truck today. So brand new, it only has 30 miles on it. Yes, indeed, they feed the needly. Yeah, so it has that new truck smell, like nothing's been tainted, so I'm gonna taint it. Just joking, I will not rub my taint all over the truck, I promise. But yeah, being uncomfortable, being okay with being uncomfortable, being okay with not being okay, I guess. I don't know, you know, it's a perspective thing, you know. And unfortunately, some of us don't get it, and may never, but I think these are the people that are good examples for others to hopefully learn from, rather than have to repeat a cycle of some sort, which I'm seeing with some ex-family members, and it's really tough because I can't do nothing for them, you know. I know where they're at, I know the drill, and nobody's able to do anything for me until I decided I was done, or I needed to change. Did I make that change? The good old saying, being sick and tired of being sick and tired, you know. So, but if you can learn from other people's mistakes, go for it. Because some experiences just aren't that fun. Plain and simple. I mean, on a 3D level, they're not fun. If you can go outside yourself and hang out in the fucking other side of the veil, wow. And I think, when traumatic things happen, our brain or our mind tends to not remember those traumas till way down the road, till like we're ready, ready to, alchemize them. Because that's all I feel really gets done. I don't feel like any of those negative things that have happened in most people's lives, or unless they're totally engulfing themselves in drugs and alcohol and they're just not really looking at oneself. I feel like that's what we do. When it's time, we turn that energy into something positive or something that, at least works for us to be able to process and move forward, and hopefully be able to teach others that, we don't have to be who we were yesterday if we don't want to. But again, at the end of the day, everything's a choice. There's only one step in between us and success, and that's one choice, I feel. So with that being said, I'll just do a shorty. I know I usually do like 45 minutes of ranting about certain topics and probably repeating myself a lot. I am in that age. But if you're here, thanks for being here. If you actually get to see this video, I hope you got something out of it, and I hope it maybe makes, your intuitive brain think about things a little differently. I don't know. I just want to see us all rise. So as I usually say, namaste to you, because the weirdness in me uplifts and supports the weirdness in you. Have a great evening.